Welcome to another video. Today we have got a reaction, another one on Switzerland. Even though this channel is France 24 English, this subject is Switzerland like we've been focusing on. So if you have got more recommendations, I'll leave a link in my description and comments for you to go suggest some more Swiss videos. So this one is Switzerland goes bunkers as citizens revamp fallout shelters, and this video itself was only a month ago. It was uploaded a month ago, so I assume what is shown in this video is pretty recent, but yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. If you want to watch the original video, I'll leave a link for it as well in the description. But you can take a look here, Switzerland. Okay. But France is, a pretty close country, so it's not shocking that a France channel is uploading something about Switzerland. Let's go.
Underneath Alexandre's garage is a CP shelter, which stands for Civil Protection.
Like all CP shelters, it's buried underground for better protection against nuclear attack. And like all bunkers, it has a 2-ton reinforced door.
In Switzerland, having your own fallout shelter is nothing unusual. It has even been mandatory since a federal law was passed in 1963. Any homeowner who builds a house must also construct and equip a shelter.
Okay.
A shelter with around 10 places costs around 25,000 Swiss francs.
Okay, so the shelters are mandatory, and it's been that way for a long time.
To ensure that the CP shelter works, there is a ventilation system like in all CP shelters, which is manual in case of power failure. When the electricity is working, air is drawn in from the outside, filtered through a chemical filter, and then returned to the shelter so that its occupants can live inside for a certain period of time. If it's impossible to exit through the front door, there is a special CP shelter exit, known as a wolf jump exit, which is an armoured shutter with a tunnel to safely get out of any rubble.
Oh, okay. See, this is very unique for me. I'm from Australia, and I haven't seen stuff like this. Okay.
Which is an armoured shutter with a tunnel to safely get out of any rubble.
If a homeowner does not want or cannot build a shelter, they must pay a state tax, 1,400 francs per occupant, which is used to build and renovate other public shelters like this one. Okay. This guarantees that all Swiss residents have the possibility of protection.
The problem we can see here is that there's rust and a defective seal.
Underneath houses, schools and hospitals, a total 370,000 bunkers lie scattered throughout the country. Switzerland is able to shelter 100% of its population, around 9 million people, as opposed to only 4% in France.
Wow. That's really impressive, actually, especially with the contrast to France.
Since the return of war to Europe, but also an increase in natural disasters, these structures have attracted renewed interest far beyond the Swiss borders.
Okay.
We have been receiving more and more international requests. France, Italy, Germany, England, the Arab countries. It's been going on for many years, but now more than ever. Everyone has started to realize that war is a reality. We have a solid expertise that doesn't exist anywhere else. We have watches, we have chocolate, we have mountains, and we also have fallout shelters, and we're building them every day.
There's also renewed interest nationally. Faced with an unstable global security situation, the Swiss Confederation strengthened its civil protection policy.
Hold on, that weather looks crazy though, I'll tell you that much.
Global security situation, the Swiss Confederation strengthened its civil protection policy in October 2025. 200 shelters are due to be renovated over the next 15 years, a 235 million euro investment.
Now we're going to the bottom of the car park, which is a public car park. We're going to go to the place where we can find the public shelter. In the event of armed conflict, these areas can be modified and people put inside.
Here, 3,400 people can be sheltered from conventional and atomic bombs. Beds, kitchens, toilets, disinfection chambers, explosion-proof valves, everything is ready for survival in times of war.
Here we are in the very heart of the infrastructure. This is the nerve center of the entire infrastructure, where we find the ventilation, energy management, and water reserve systems that we need to be able to guarantee if something happens. But it's not really a cause for anxiety either. Seeking shelter has always been part of human nature. During prehistoric times, people were already seeking shelter in caves.
Yeah, is that something very, it's a natural thing. It's not unique. It's not something new.
He has also been preparing. Since the escalation of war in Ukraine, they have stopped selling off disused military bunkers, which were being auctioned off due to the expense of their upkeep. 50 meters below ground in the Vord Alps, part of Switzerland's largest underground fortress has been...
Again, I think I said this a couple times, and not just this specifically the reason I'm doing a lot of Swiss videos, but the scenery looks absolutely beautiful. Like this spot right here, it looks so nice. And I suppose when I mentioned the weather just before, it kind of enhances this. I suppose when it's that, snowy, cold weather.
From ruin and transformed into a museum by Pascal.
Here we are entering the museum section of the Daily T2 fortress.
Okay.
With an entrance dating from 1942.
17 kilometers of tunnels connect the entire mountain. 2 kilometers are now open to visitors, while the rest is still classified as a defense secret. From 1964 to 1994, hundreds of soldiers trained here in firing cannons within a 29-kilometer radius.
Wow.
This is the type of shell we were firing. We could fire 22 in 32 seconds. That's about 800 kilos of ammunition per target.
It's a lot.
Artillery now rendered obsolete by advances in war technology. In September 2025, the army launched a call for tenders to modernize and transform its disused structures as part of efforts to strengthen defense capabilities. Like thousands of others, this former combat bunker could be requisitioned in the event of armed conflict.
Wow. It's been a switch up in this little part of the video here. It's gone from protection of just civilians, citizens, to the protection of the country, which I know they do take very seriously too. I saw from another video.
I think we are underestimating the threat. The war in Ukraine has been going on for too long. People tend to forget what is happening, and above all, how close it is. We mustn't be pessimistic, but still, it would be good to prepare for something a little more complex. And I think this isolationism means that Switzerland is forced to protect itself.
On the 30th of November 2025, the Swiss voted overwhelmingly against replacing military service with compulsory civic service.
Okay.
Men must serve 245 days, and Swiss women can enlist voluntarily.
Okay. Yeah, that's something so classic as well, and from old times where, men, they are... And it's not just Switzerland. There's a few other countries that operate that way, but there's a lot of countries that don't, where the men, it's kind of mandatory for them to serve for a period of time. Like where I'm from in Australia is not mandatory. I don't think in America it's mandatory as well. But yeah, I think that's a big... I think it's important. It's part of protecting the country, but then also I think it can be a part of growth for men. Having that experience at a pretty still a young age as well, like at 18, I believe, you're still growing, even though you're technically an adult. You're still learning about life. But okay, once again, like I just said before, analyzing the video, the beginning of it was, the shelters in homes being, again, mandatory. You have to pay like a tax thing or whatever you said. You have to pay something for it if you can't have it, if you're not going to have one. So it was that's more about the protection in homes, and then it kind of went into protecting against the war, or that Ukraine is having. So it's just because it is pretty close. Enough for it to be a concern. So I'm gonna leave it there. This video was about the citizens revamping fallout shelters. Very intriguing. More videos from Switzerland, let me know. As I said, I've got a link, and I'm still going through it for more videos, but I did see this one pop up because it was a fairly new one, so I thought I'd check it out. And probably is something fresh in the memories for you if you are from Switzerland. So if you got more videos, let me know, and subscribe to the channel. As I said, be doing a lot of Switzerland reactions from now. And I'm gonna leave it there. Catch you in the next one.